Everybody, and welcome to the Summit Experience. I'm going to be doing your reading from the 7th to the 15th. So this is the weekly readings. Wednesday. Is it the 7th to the 8th? The 8th to the 15th. Yeah, Wednesday. I want to start on Wednesday. So will be for Virgo. Yeah, I'll do Virgo first. I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm not so much, not at all. And I'm gonna block my comments and my likes section for right now, just until I get through this whole phase. Because yesterday I was watching a tarot reader, and a commenter, it was a Virgo video, so Virgo most likely wrote on the comments, and she said, something about her voice sounding like a frog, and it was so uncalled for, and her voice did not sound that way, but it was so uncalled for, and that person was just like, and people wrote back and they're like, if you don't like it, just leave. And she's like, well, I'm so tired of readers sounding like frogs, people talking with this froggish voice. If you want to get more people listening to you, you don't have to talk like a frog. And I was like, ooh. Like, had that happened on my page, oh, Jesus. Because I wanted to write something. I think I actually saved it on my phone to go back and cuss her out. But then I don't even have the energy for that. To be quite honest with you guys, I'm in one of those weird places right now where I am fighting to hold on to the faith. And I just don't want to hear nobody's bullshit. Like, if that was on my page... someone, like, I would be cooking up a spell so fast. Like, I would be cursing bitches so fast. Yo, but yeah, so I'm gonna, on all my videos, I'm just gonna, turn off the comment section, turn off the light. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't have the patience for it. I don't have the energy to fight right now. My energy, I'm fighting for something else right now. The apartment I got, you guys know I'm relocating to Dallas. I am in Dallas. Yay, 20 hours drive, 20 hours. I drove 20 hours. And my ass still hurts. Like, my ass still hurts. Like, my tailbone, like, it still hurts. It's a long time. And I thought I was going to go crazy at one point. And all I kept telling myself was, I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going to my home. I finally got my own place and blah, blah, blah. And I get there, guys, around like 1:30 a.m. And I kid you not, it was shit. Oh my God, it was shit. It smelled so bad in there. There were cockroaches everywhere, like everywhere. And I get it. Like, I lived in California. I get it. During the summer, cockroaches come out. Like, they do very well in warm weather. So, yeah, you will see cockroaches anywhere you go where there's heat. Arizona, you're most likely to see cockroaches around and that kind of stuff. They foster very well in heat, and especially, places like California, Arizona, Texas, where it's very humid. You will most likely see a lot more. And so I'm used to that. In my apartment in LA, I had cockroaches. Not everywhere, though. I mean, I'm just saying, like, on the walls, some were flying. Like, one flew and landed on me. I freaked out. And, I'm a Virgo, so that gives me, like, anxiety. And I'm not really one of those, like, really neat freak Virgos. But Jesus Christ. Oh, my God, my skin looks good. Like, I like the light. And I like the contrast with the white and the dark skin. It looks really nice. Anyways, sorry. I'm not narcissistic, okay? I just have to appreciate myself once in a while. And the skin is glowing too, so it's like, okay, that Vaseline is paying off. Okay, $3.50 Vaseline. I see you working overtime. But guys, it was so bad. The wooden floor had water damage to it. And it smelled so bad, and it was just like cockroaches, and it was so. I'm bougie, but I'm not one of those bougie Virgos. I can live anywhere. I can sleep on the floor. I don't have a problem with it. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like super picky, but I couldn't live there. I actually called one of my friends, actually Mimi. I called her and I was freaking out, and I went into my car and I just sat in my car. I didn't sleep for like 48 hours. I just sat in my car. I sat in my car after driving 20 hours My trunk is full with my stuff, my baggage and everything. I just sat in my car and I said, I'm not going back in there. I am not going back in there. And guess what? I didn't go back. I texted the lady in the morning and I told her, listen, I can't take the apartment. I'm sorry. You guys will need to return my money, because what I saw and what I'm seeing now is like they sent me the apartment before it was, I mean, the window blinds were like shredded, like cut up. It was like you could see my apartment from outside because the window blinds were shut out, like cut out, and it was a mess. It was such a mess. So I told her I'm not gonna take the apartment, And then in my bedroom, the window itself was taped up. Like that's not all that I saw. The bathroom was a mess, and that's one thing I can't do dirty. I can't do like fucked up bathrooms. I can't. I'll die. Like I can't do. If there's one thing I'm germophobic about, it's bathrooms. So yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And I told her I paid over $700 for the apartment. I told her how I needed my money back. She said no. Thank God I said I wasn't gonna sign the lease. Until I saw the apartment, because generally, and this is something I've been doing for years, where I moved to a different city before I even moved. When I left LA to go to Utah for school, I got my apartment without ever stepping foot in Utah. I've never been to Utah before. And I went and it was the perfect apartment. I mean, just perfect, beautiful, spacious, perfect, just like what I'd seen. And so it's something I've been doing for years, so I just never expected that it would backfire. I've done it at least 3 or 4 times. This will be, I think, the 4th time that I've done that, where I'll get an apartment and never step foot in it. And I guess I became complacent. But Lord, I don't know if it's a Mercury retrograde that had me fucked up in the head, because that wasn't even my first choice. The only reason I picked it was because it was immediately available. The apartment that was my first choice was not available until the 15th. And I didn't want to come and stay at my friend's place, which is what I'm doing right now, stay at my friend's place until then, because I don't want to burden them. I don't want to be a burden to them. But yeah, so that's how that played out. I am homeless. My apartment is not ready till the 15th. I don't even know how I'm going to pay for it, because, of the $3,000 I started with, I literally have less than $500 on me right now. Less than $500. And my car note is coming up. So it's a lot that's going on. I'm going to figure it out. I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, it's one of those when it rains it pours situations. And I always talk to Virgo, so it was a mess. It was. I hope your Mercury retrograde is going a lot better than mine, but it was a mess. Yeah. Oh well. You guys can timestamp this for those of you that don't want to. For the people that are not going to watch it, you can timestamp it. I'm giving you permission to. All right, then let's get into the reading, and hopefully there's some good news for this motherfucker, because I need some good news. Like, I need some good news. All right, if you want to book a private reading, of course, you can find me at Eugenekenyattawrites@gmail.com. I'm right now not accepting readings via Instant Go. I am not accepting them. No, not accepting any readings via Instant Go. Book it the traditional method. And just for right now, I'm accepting one-off questions. If you have a one-off question, you can book through that. But there are some people I'll make exceptions for. Moggy, and I'm trying to think of another person. I'll make an exception for Moggy, and I'll make an exception for Juju. And I'm using their nicknames that I give them. Moggy and Juju are the only people I'm going to be accepting readings from via Instant Go, like on the phone. But apart from that, book it the traditional method if you want to talk, and you don't, whatever the case. Because my time schedule, I'm not as available as I used to be before. With everything that's going on, I'm trying to figure some things out. So that's that. I have been able to get everybody's reading out on time, thankfully. So that's that. All right, let's get started with the reading then. So Virgo. I'm going to go back to my traditional set, because I think it's going to be a bit more detailed. It just feels like I should go back right now. It's like back to basics is what I'm getting. Back to basics. I don't know if that's going to apply to the reading, but I'm hearing back to basics. Eighth to the 15th, Virgo. Surface mind, Hermit. This is you, Virgo. So you're in Virgo. You're in Hermit mode right now. the Empress, fertility, abundance, beauty, and the Ace of Cups. So you're focused, and the Queen of Cups, you might have there might be some aspect of reunion coming here between some people. Yeah, there might be some, definitely. But I'm getting that someone is not communicating with the other person. Virgo, I'm seeing you not communicating with a person. It could be a water sign, uh, another Virgo, a Taurus. Either they're blocking you out or you're blocking them out. Very much in love. But whoever this is, either Virgo, it's you that's keeping the person out, or you're trying to stand your ground as pertaining to them and how you view them, or it's them. But I'm feeling like Virgo, this is you keeping your ground and not communicating with the person. I feel like you're expecting the person to step up and balls up. You know, with the Hermit there, you're in seclusion. You're very much in Virgo mode right now. Some of you are overthinking the situation. You're praying for a new beginning. I'm seeing you're kind of showing up in a defensive stance, and it's like you're praying for a new beginning, and you're waiting for a moment to celebrate. There's some kind of pending decision that has to be made, even if it's not in love, perhaps in work, at work, or as pertaining to a project at work or something that you're trying to bring to fruition, some kind of new beginning with the Empress, and you're expecting it to go right, um, but because you're showing up defensive and you're showing up in the Hermit, I'm getting that perhaps, and the Queen of Cups, I always notice in this deck, she's kneeling down and saying a prayer. So it's kind of like a leap of faith here, Virgo, that you're feeling you're going to need to take. As pertaining to this thing that you want to manifest, that could be taking its time coming into you. Others of you, you have someone that's contacting you, or you're refraining from contacting somebody because you want them to balls up and kind of take charge. Yeah, the Two of Cups just fell out. I know you guys saw that. The Two of Cups just fell out of the deck. The Death card of Scorpio. Some of you are dealing with a Scorpio. An ending here, the Eight of Cups, and the Devil. Capricornian energy, the Page of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. Okay, so the Devil, the Page of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. Let's see. Eight of Cups, Nine of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. Some of you were in a situation where you felt like the other person was not participating. It's like you're in this, or again, it could be vice versa. But whatever it wasn't good for you anyways, because I'm seeing that someone was offering, the other person was not receiving, because there's rejection here with the Four of Cups. There's rejection of offer here. This person could have been addicted to something. They were addicted to, they had a pattern to them. This was a cyclical situation that had a pattern. Some of you, they would have come back in and out of your life and left and then come back and then left and come back, and it was a cyclical thing. It was very unhealthy. It was very toxic. I feel like whatever it is, it's over though. This is not something that's ongoing right now. It should be over. You should be separated from the person. Others of you are needing to separate from the person still. For whatever reason, you're still involved in that bullshit, but you're needing to separate from the person. Mental prison. The death tells me that it's already over. Releasing yourself from a mental prison. This was when you were in your shadow with the Eight of Swords, and that's why you kept offering, and you kept getting denied. It's also telling me that this person you're dealing with was in some sort of a mental prison as well. They could have some kind of toxic situation that they had to leave from. They could have been involved with a Capricorn or a Scorpio, or they were a Capricorn, or whatever the case was. We've had two major arcanas here. So this is definitely a soulmate relationship. For others, it is not a soulmate relationship, but it's a karmic lesson as pertaining to self-worth and self-value. Let's see. External. No, let's do past. The Wheel of Fortune, the Change of Tides, the Eight of Wands, and the King of Cups. What? Really? That's confusing. Judgment, okay. and the Two of Wands. Okay. I'm going to take one more on the Six of Wands. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Judgment, Ten of Swords, Betrayal, the Sun, and the Eight of Pentacles. This is, and the Six of Cups. This is you now with the Wheel of Fortune. This is, and the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay. This makes perfect sense now. This is where the energy shift starts to happen. This is where the energy shift starts to happen with the Wheel of Fortune. The wheels start to turn. You start to you make a final decision, you make a judgment call on this person and on this situation because you start to get the information that is necessary. You start to listen, because the Eight of Wands also to me represents spiritual messages because the Wands are fire and fire is spirit. So when I say the Eight of Wands, I also think of it as spiritual messages, not just like, oh, getting a message or, rapid communication back and forth. I'll also look at it as spiritual messages coming through. And someone is getting spiritual messages, but it was based off some kind of the shadow revealing itself to you. And that's why the enlightenment is here, because the shadow had to, this is the culmination. Some of you would have gone through some kind of an energy shift because it's like you kind of noticed, it's like, how can I put this? Some of you were stuck in this place of the victim mentality. You were stuck in this place of you were stuck on this place of the victim mentality, and you could have had abandonment issues. I know that was one of the big lessons for me, and the victim mentality for me as well. You were stuck in this victim mentality, having abandonment issues through this process, and that was highlighted to you. It would have been in the recent past that this was highlighted to you. A spiritual message, you might have seen something on Facebook, Instagram, social media with the Eight of Wands and the Ten of Swords there that made you feel a certain kind of way. But it was good because that energy was culminating with the Ten of Swords and the Judgment. This was a judgment call. That energy was culminating, and in so doing, it brought you to a level of enlightenment, and that shifted the energy where you weren't putting so much effort into this person anymore, and you were now putting effort into yourself and finding your emotional balance with the King of Cups, and that's victorious for you. So now I see that some of you are putting in work into yourself, and it also reflected, and this is something I talk about quite frequently on the channel, that the soulmate, you will notice that there's this thing about soulmate relationships and karmic lessons when you go through them, because when you are hitting a tower, when you're met with a tower, it's never like something, and I've said this several times on this channel, I wish people would listen, the tower is not a sudden change. It might feel sudden, but it's not a sudden change. It's something that has been sitting there, stewing there, for a while, building up, building up, building up, building up, and then it explodes, and then you're like, oh my God, why is this happening? Oh my God. No, bitch. It's not sudden. It's been building up. The pressure has been mounting, and it just explodes in a way that, and when it erupts is when you start to feel like, why did this suddenly happen? No, but there have been warnings all along the way. If you were listening, if you were paying attention to the messages, instead of because what was blocking these messages was this victim mentality of the Ten of Swords. What was blocking this final submission, because this is what I call the surrender. To me, the Ten of Swords represents the surrender. If you look at, the Ten of Swords in traditional decks, let me pull it up for you guys. If you look at the Ten of Swords, in the traditional like Rider-Waite's deck, this is the Ten of Wands, and you look at the Ten of Wands, you'll notice that there's a big difference. The Ten of Swords, the person is done. Like they're literally, they're painted to look dead. They have all these knives, swords stabbing through them. They're done. Whereas the Ten of Wands, the person is still carrying the burden, which I always say to me, when I know that a person has surrendered, the Ten of Wands isn't present. If I see the Ten of Wands to me represents something that's supposed to be ending. I know a lot of readers say, the Ten of Wands means something is ending and blah, blah, blah. To me, the Ten of Wands means something that's supposed to be ending, but you're still carrying that shit. When I see the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords, it means that you don't have a choice. It means that, yes, you've submitted to it, you've surrendered. And though it hurts like hell, it is a necessary process that you have to go through. This surrendering, you cannot, and I've said it several times on in my soulmate readings, you cannot get to the synchronicity aspect of a soulmate relationship or a twin flame relationship or whatever I want to call it without the surrendering. You don't get to skip stages and karmic lessons as long as you're carrying the burden and this victim mentality that you have. And the reason I feel like this, I'm seeing this as a 10 of Wands more so, is because of this word right here, traitor. That's the victim mentality. That's not surrendering. That was what was blocking this, and that final judgment call that was necessary in order for you to become the 10 of Cups, or for you to realize that you were being a victim. You were playing the role of the victim. But now, when the enlightenment comes through and the judgment call comes through, because the universe doesn't want any more of that shit, so it focuses and highlights and really, like, it spotlights, because that's what the sun represents to me. Spotlight. The sun is like a spotlight, a highlighter. It highlights because it represents enlightenment, kind of like the hangman. When that was highlighted to you, what was going on, and you're standing here at the precipice. But look, she's looking at victory, and it's the same character here. So she's looking at victory. She's envisioning victory, and that's where but she understands that in order for this victory to happen, because keep in mind, these are wands. This is fire and earth energy. So there's work that has to be done here. 8 of Pentacles on self. And through so doing, the energy shifts. But the realization is what shifts the energy. Now you're doing the work on yourself. At least you should be doing the work on yourself after having this enlightenment. And what I was trying to say earlier also goes back to the 6 of Cups of, I've come to notice that in a lot of soulmate relationships, there's this semblance, there's this repetitive tendency for, you notice that you have a lot of similarities with your soulmate and yet so many differences. It's a weird thing, like the way even you were raised or the way you think. Like it's this connection of similarity, but then Ace of Wands, realization, the truth. I'm speaking the truth. This is the renewed vigor for life. We've had 3 major arcanas, and then we'll have the renewal of energy and spirit with the Ace of Wands. That's fire energy. Renewal. That's beautiful. Present energy. Renewal. Now let me clarify that with this other deck. Let me see. Ace of Wands. The 3 of Wands. Yeah. And together they make what? The 4 of Wands. Together, what do they make? The Ace of Wands and the 3 of Wands? The 4 of Wands. There you go. There you go. Foundation set. Renewal of energy. The surrender has happened. Now the synchronicity can begin. Perfect. Ace of Swords right here, the truth, the cutting out, the renewal of mind, as opposed to before where you were in the 2 of Swords. This together makes the 3 of Swords. The 2 of Swords, of course, she's blinded. She has the full moon, which represents a shadow, a cycle that needed to begin, but this person can't see a cycle that's needing to begin, because the full moon also represents cycles needing to wrap up. A new moon is trying to butt in, but this person can't see their way forward. They're blinded, they're stagnant, they're closed off. Together it makes the 3 of Swords. Heartbreaking situations, cyclical situations with the 3s there. The union, the unity, also going into, or the Trinity, also going into the victim mentality aspect of it. But the Ace of Swords cuts out the 2 of Swords, the stagnation. Then you start to have the Ace of Wands, a renewal. You get a new mindset on things, a sudden realization. And look, we've had literally 3 aces. Listen, you don't get to skip stages in karmic lessons, whether you like it or not. Whether, people can say I'm a bitch, they can say I'm an asshole, whatever the fuck you want to say, that's fine. But you know what? I know what I know, and I know what I know. And what I know is you do not get to skip stages in karmic lessons. You do not get to skip. The renewal is happening. There it is. Why? Because someone surrendered. Why? Because the energy shifted. Why? Because the realization was downloaded into them, and they took charge, and they took action upon it, and they realized it wasn't about the other person, it was about them. I used to have this person that would write on my comments. I've noticed that she doesn't write it anymore because I called her out one time. But I used to have this person that would constantly write on my comments. And there's this guy, Eric Woody. Eric, hello, I think it's Eric Woody. I've noticed you on a lot of other tarot readers, readings, and you're a Virgo as well. So, brother, I'm going to give you some advice. First of all, it's not the person. Okay, this is a free reading for you. This is a free checkup. Let me check you right now. It's not the other person. The fact that you're still so hung up on that person, it's not the other person, it's you. Oh, I gave her everything. Oh, I'm in love with her. Oh, we met at work. Like, I literally know your story just from the YouTube. And then sometimes you say, oh, I'm done and I'm not done and I'm done and I'm not done. You're not done. You're not going to be done because, as far as you're concerned, she's the one with the issue. It's not about her, it's about you. When you learn that lesson, honey, then you move forward. Whatever she highlighted to you about yourself, that's that victim mentality. You keep carrying that victim mentality, you're going to get stuck. That trader mark is always going to be there. You're going to hear it or you're not going to hear it. But the fact of the matter is, you're going to be stuck here. And you're going to be standing at a precipice, looking at the sun from afar. But you're behind a wall, can't move forward. You're going to be stuck here. You have to surrender, brother. You have to surrender. Can be mad if you want to be. Cannot be mad if you don't want to be. That's your choice. The truth is still the truth. Let's see. Sorry, I'm in a very like no fucks given energy right now. I said I'm in a very no fucks given, and I get the Knight of Swords. What is wrong? Oh fuck. It's hot in Texas, guys. Like, it is hot. I feel like I'm like right under Satan's scrotum. Like, I am sitting right under Satan's scrotum. Like, right there. Damn. Shit. Okay, let's go. Potential future. Two of Swords. Why the Two of Swords? Why are we back to this stage? Eight of Wands. Knight of Wands. King of Wands, sorry. Six of Pentacles. And Knight of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, the Fool, and the Ten of Cups. Why are we stuck here? Why are we stuck here? Queen of Pentacles, okay, Virgo here, Taurus also, the Eight of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the King of Wands. But how do we go back to the Ten of Wands? Why do we go back to the Ten of Wands? Why do we go back to the Ten of Wands? Why do we go back to the Ten of Wands? What is this? Okay, let's see. I need to get more on this, because that shit just confused me. This is what they call a Gemini. You could do it a Gemini. Let's see. But the death is happening in the energy anyways. So why do we go back to the Two of Swords? The Three of Swords, Five of Swords together. What is the card of the Five of Swords? Lose-lose battle, argumentative. Nine of Cups and the Three of Cups. Reunion, potential reunion there. Nine of Pentacles, okay. Celebration, reason to celebrate. And then we have the Knight of Wands, forward movement. The Nine of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Swords, and then the King of Pentacles right here. I'm seeing that there's going to be someone in your past coming back to confuse you. That's what I'm seeing here. Maybe an air sign coming back to confuse you. Maybe a fire sign. But I feel like it will be an air sign. I feel like it's an ex. It's not someone new. There's some kind of self-sabotaging energy here as well. For some of you, it will be someone from your past coming back to confuse you. And it will be someone that comes in and out of your life, Virgo, with the Knight of Wands there. They're very heated. They come in and out. And, it's like they're seeing you stable and grounded. And then they come, because I'm seeing, like, if I look at this from this perspective, a lot to be celebrated. Focused on the goal, which is to have the Two of Cups, not the lovers. I always say what we say when we say we want soulmates is the Two of Cups, not the lovers. And then I'm seeing this person or some kind of situation from the past, or some kind of a cycle. I'm feeling like this would be a test. Something coming back to test you, especially with the Five of Swords. That's narcissistic behavior. The Three of Swords and the Five of Swords, heartbreak. Don't take the step back. Don't take the step back. No.
Ace of Wands. Don't take the step back. That's not. And the Queen of Swords again, and the Eight of Pentacles. This person could be coming back. Let me see the intentions. Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, the Star, the Queen of Wands. Jeez, we have so many queens. The Eight of Pentacles, the Devil. Okay, okay, now that's making sense. The Hermit with the Star, and the King of Cups. There's a King of Cups and a Queen of Cups. But the Queen of Cups comes out with the Devil. The Eight of Swords and the Six of Swords. Okay, so from the 5 to the 6. Okay, you might have someone from your past coming back. Could be a Capricorn, water sign, or who gives a fuck? Aquarius, who gives a fuck? You might have someone from your past coming back saying that they want to work on this. They don't have the best intentions. They do not have the best intentions. And I know they don't have the best intentions because their cycle hasn't closed up. They're very much in love with you, but like I always say, love is not what makes a relationship. Love is 25% of a relationship. The rest of it is pretty much compromise and what was it I always say? There are three components to a relationship: love, compromise, and it's not compatibility. There's another C word. There's another C word I'm looking for that make a relationship. Compromise on what? Shit, I can't remember. But I always say like, love is not what makes a relationship. Love is not sufficient. To me at least, I don't look at it as work as that. Being in love with a person, well, that's your business. In love, okay, you're in love. That's internal. That's what you're feeling. When you love a person, however, that's not in love. That's not internal in that way. I'm trying to twist the words to make sense of because I'm trying to get a point across. When you're in love, that's your feelings. Those are your feelings. That's internal. When you love a person, though, you love them by expression. Expression. You live up to the expectation that you've put for yourself and you put for the relationship and they've put for you. Yes, love comes with expectations. My expectations, for example, personally, do not cheat. If you cheat, you have to tell me. Let me not find out from someone else. It will hurt me 10 times more to find out that someone else knew that you were cheating before I did. So you tell me, you own up to that shit, you apologize or you don't apologize, that's fine. But I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. That's one of my big expectations in a relationship. Do not cheat. Let me know. And if you do cheat, because cheating happens, let me know. Will I be mad? Yes. Will I cuss you out? Hell to the fucking yes. Will I probably kick your ass out? Hell to the fucking fuck yes. But I will still have I'll have some semblance of respect for you that is left. And for me, there is no greater show of love than respect. If I can give you respect, then I love you. I try to give everybody respect, but me being who I am, it's not such an easy thing. So when I purposefully and outwardly show you love, because that's how I show love. I don't have to tell you every time that I'm in love with you, or I don't have to tell you, I'd have to write you letters, I'd have to, or send you emails, or send you, if I see you going through something, I'll step up. If I see you, I will step up, I will show up. That's how I show love, and that's how I show respect for a person. So I'm expecting that in return from anybody that I consider myself to be friends with or lovers with, or we have an intimate relationship. That's what I'm expecting from you and of you. So to me, and the reason I'm saying all this is to say that love is so much more than feelings. Everybody feels, like my uncle used to say, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. He used to say it. Opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one. And that's how it is. Love, feelings are like shitholes. Everybody has one. Everybody has a shithole. If you're a human being, you most likely have a shithole. You have feelings, okay, good. What are you showing me though? I'm not in your head. I can't feel your feelings unless you show me your feelings. Meaning, unless you do the little things. Unless you tell me the little things. And why I'm saying all this is to say that someone, yes, they're in love with you, but their cycle is not over. Their cycle is not over. They're still stuck in this. And if you're not careful, this person is going to come back saying that I want to work on this. And the sad thing is that they actually really do believe that they want to work on this. They really do believe that they want to work on this. And they really do feel like they can. But no, they can't, because their cycle is not over, because that devil is still hanging over their head. So they're going to bring you into a place of confusion and stagnation. This is the Ace of Wands. It's not the Ace of Cups, honey. This is the Ace of Wands. I say I have, to me, my cycles work in certain ways. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, and Ace of Pentacles. To me, that's how a relationship progresses. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, and Ace of Pentacles. You start with the flirtatious energy of the wands, the attractiveness, looking into each other's eyes, going to movies, going to date, flirtatious, light energy. Ace of Cups, you get a bit deeper. Feelings get involved. Real deep feelings. You start talking about emotion. You start talking about the shadow self. You start talking about your failures, your wins, your successes, and or whatnot. You go deeper. Then love, then sex isn't just sex anymore. It's love making. You're making love at that point. They're going to the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, bitch! Like, want to move in? Here's a key. You want to fart? Okay, fart. Like, where you want to fart next to me? Like, damn, that stinks. Let me open the window. When you get to that place of grounding a relationship where it's stable. Oh, oops, we didn't wear a condom, so now we have a baby coming on the way. That's the Ace of Pentacles to me. To me, relationships move in cycles, and the Ace of Wands is the beginning. But the fact that you guys have already gone through all this shit and they're still offering you the Ace of Wands tells me that they're not coming with anything, especially with this Devil here, especially with this Eight of Swords here. They're not coming with anything deep because they won't be able to. Because I'm seeing the difference in energy here with the Star, the Hermit. My major arcanas are lined up: the Star and the Hermit, the Queen of Wands, and the King of Cups. Very focused on moving. Whereas other person here is in their feelings, thinking they can work on it, but they're not working on it with the Devil there. Really believing that they mean well, but they don't mean well. They don't mean well. They feel like they do, but like I said, feelings are feelings. Everybody has one. Let's see the external. Let's see the external energy. I'm gonna pull from this deck. The Page of Swords, the Empress, the Tower, the Strength, okay? The Ace of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, some of you are dealing with a Taurus, or we have Taurus, we have low vibrational Taurus here. They could be going through something very devastating in their life right now. Something involving being left on the cold, maybe a broken family, a broken foundation, their perception of themselves as a man. They're needing to find strength within that to get out of it. You might be hearing from them soon, an offer of love, a confession. But I like this energy of these people because they have the Ace of Cups here. So this is on a deeper level. It's not the Ace of Wands. They're not coming offering the Ace of Wands. Whatever they're saying is deep. They might be expressing this destitution to you. You might have some part to play because I'm looking at this strength and I'm seeing this woman catering to the wounded lion. So keep an eye out. Some of you might have like someone reaching out to you, and you're gonna have to nurture them because they're in a state of lack right now. They're very low. They're going through a lot. Mercury could be doing a number on them, and they're going through a lot of changes with the tower there. It's not a sudden thing though. It's been building up and it finally explodes, and they're just going through a lot. And they might need some support. They might be contacting you, hoping to get feed off your energy. They're not trying to spiritually vamp, they're not trying to vamp you up. Meaning they're not trying to I always say sometimes people are like spiritual vampires. This person is not there trying to steal your energy. They're not trying to suck out your life force. They really do need help. Maybe even based on a decision that they need to make, and they might be looking at you with the Empress there as a person that's going to help them bring forth this newness. So that's what might be happening in your external energy within the next month or so, or has just recently happened, where people could be reaching out to you, needing some of that Virgo healing. So keep in mind, try to be docile. And look, I said healing, and you have the Four of Swords right here. So yeah, definitely some of you are gonna have to turn on that Virgo charm. And I know for those of you going through a lot, please don't overexert yourself. Right now, I'm not talking to my best friend because of that. They call me and they have their own issues. They're a Gemini, so I know that it might be very hard for them. Ten of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. Again, I'm feeling like there's someone here. Some of you might be dealing with someone that's getting divorced, or they have something to do with family. I'm getting very strong family energy, conditioning. I'm getting Hierophant energy here, conditioning. And they're very sad about this. It's something that they're very, but it's, again, it's an ongoing thing, and they might need your support through this period. But I feel like you shouldn't reach out to them until they reach out to you. I feel like you shouldn't reach out to them until they reach out to you. Don't go to them, let them come to you. Because to me, that tells me that they're mature enough to know what's for their highest good. They're mature enough to know who is there on their side that's going to support them. Don't offer your help unless they ask for it. Some people won't even appreciate the help unless they come begging for it. So don't offer yourself, Virgo, until they come to you. Let them come to you. If they choose not to, then they're not ready to be helped. That's just the truth. Now let's see advice, and it could again have something to do with a divorce or family situation. Some of you Virgos are needing to reach out to someone because you're going through a divorce, a family situation. You could be secluding yourself from this person right now. There's an ending around you. You know, it could have something to do with family. There's a lot of anxiety around family, and you need to reach out to the person and talk to the person, because you look at them, because if a person sees you as the Empress, I mean, they're seeing you as like a goddess. You know, that's like goddess worship. When a person sees you as the Empress, you know, whether Virgo, this is you seeing someone as the Empress, or this is them seeing you as the Empress, seeing you as the Empress, you know, that's like goddess worship. They're looking at you as someone that's so high above, and someone that can really help and bring fertility and abundance and joy and beauty back into their life. So if you're seeing someone that way, then Virgo, if you're the one needing advice, you need to reach out to that person. They will have your time. They will have your time, and they will nurture you. And vice versa, if they reach out to you, Virgo, make the time. But of course, make sure that you're not depleting yourself in the process. Now, advice. But as the Empress, I don't feel like you'll be depleting yourself. Judgment, final decision, final judgment call, second chances, Three of Pentacles, working together, collaboration, putting the effort, and the Queen of Pentacles and the Death again. Okay, so this is your rebirth after your death. Keep your eyes focused on the rebirth after the death. If a person comes back offering this, be careful, be wary. I'm not saying completely close them out. If you can, good, but don't do it based off what I've said. Do it because you feel like something isn't right. Now, that's also not asking you to be in the Queen of Swords energy where you're expecting things not to be right or whatever. But watch their actions more than what they're saying, more than what they're telling you they're feeling. Watch their actions, watch what they're doing, and make a decision based off of that, whether or not, you know, they're worth you putting your energy into it or not. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. If you want a private reading, check the description box. All the prices and everything else should be listed down below. Thank you and have a blessed one. Bye-bye.